when the trees are alive with the colors of fall. It is time for me to start my Christmas shopping. Oh no, I mean my Christmas dumpster diving. The long journey for me to come up with the Christmas gifts for you for the holidays begins in October when the colors surround me as well as colors that evoke from me. The gifts I get from the dumpsters all around Bellingham are used to create the gifts that I present to you for the holidays. Come with me into Santa's workshop as I try my best to transform these gifts to the gifts that I wish to give for you for the Allyn Christmas of 2017. Well, welcome to my workshop. So let's see what we've got from this dumpster diving trip. Let's start with this. This appears to be a rather tired saw blade set, but quite useful for what I need to do with it. This could very well be old enough to have come from Dad Pop's workshop in Chicago, Illinois. And yes, we get yet another set of saw blades. These look a little newer. They may have come from Uncle H's workshop in Mechanicsville, Virginia. And that reminds me, when we were little, Uncle H made us blocks for Christmas out of scrap lumber in his workshop. So he could very well have been the inspiration for me making your Christmas gifts from reusable materials. So let's see what else we got in here. Oh yes, silverware. Now I want you to rest assured that this silverware did not come from Oohoo's silverware cabinet in Virginia. That is still safe. This came from the dumpster outside of an upscale restaurant here in Bellingham, Washington, which proved that even upscale restaurant patrons sometimes don't know not to put the silverware in the trash. Now here we got a handful of socket wrenches. Now you can rest assured that these did not come from the Aerospace Institute in Chicago, which, if you remember, was Uncle H's airplane school. These came from the dumpster outside of an auto garage here in Bellingham that was going out of business. So, there's this dumpster diving trip. Undoubtedly there will be more. As I start the journey to make the things, I may be going out on the town yet again. So, let's get started. Well folks, I decided what I'm going to try to make each of you. As you probably know, when you come in after a rainstorm, your mittens and gloves are going to be rather soaking wet. So, let's try a decorative mitten and glove dryer. Let's start with a base. As you can see, I'm taking a dado blade piece from Dad's table saw, as well as some socket wrenches from Uncle H's toolbox. First of all, we're going to have the stand. Then let's add a little column, something like this. Now mind you, all of these will be welded together in the gift that you'll get. So something like this. Now we have the column. Now, what we're going to do is grab a couple of knives from Oohoo's silver cabinet, and we're going to take 2 knives this way and 2 knives something like that. So the object is you put the glove and hang the glove on each knife with the knife going into the glove to keep it open to help it dry. Now, along with that, in addition to that, we're going to make something more decorative. This is going to be something you enjoy looking at. It cannot be totally utilitarian. We're going to take a knife, something like this, and take a saw blade, something like that, and weld them together to make a very, very nice, decorative, yet utilitarian sculpture. Now, I want to tell you, if I'm making mistakes, I'm not going to start all over again. I'm going to try to integrate the correction and or the mistake into the final artwork. I'm going to show you something. Like you, I make mistakes. After all, I'm human. When I make mistakes in my projects, I have three choices. First choice, I can run around and cry and jump up and down and scream and hope that God, the universe, the planet, and all societies would correct my mistakes for me. Well, we know that will not happen, so that is a big no-no. The second choice, I can donate it anonymously to my favorite charity, or if it's really a bad mistake, donate it to that charity I really don't like. Well, that's not very good either. So the third choice is my favorite. Let's take the mistake, correct it on the fly, and make the correction an integral piece of my artwork. That's very important for me for several reasons. First of all, it is challenging, it is hard, and it can be prone to danger. What if I'm welding and my feet are on a damp floor? Ooh, I might get electrocuted. Second reason it's important is because nobody's ever taken this path before. And it can be not wasteful. The product will still go forward and be your gift. The third choice is that it can be so unique that there'll be nothing like it in the whole universe. The fourth choice is most important. It can be a conversation starter, it can be a head turner, and it can make you be remembered for eternity. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Here on my shirt that I'm wearing, you see some white strips. Originally, I made a really bad cut on the green fabric on one side, and I love to be very, very symmetrical. So, I cut the fabric on the other side in the exact same position. But now I knew that this would be too small, so I took the white fabric, stitched it on, and cut it precisely the same way on both sides. Well, now we have an artistic correction to a boo-boo that I made. Now, here's the most challenging mistake that I'm going to show you on the clothing I'm wearing. The pants originally were 2 inches too small for me. So, obviously I didn't want to run around and jump in spirals. And I guess I could have donated them to a charity, but you know, let's go the high road. Take the third choice and make it difficult. So, I'm going to show you what I did on the back of the pants. You see the burgundy stripe up the back of the pants along with the burgundy yoke. Fortunately, I had some tiny strips of the burgundy fabric, which I used for the yoke. So if I made the stripe the same color, it integrates well with the artistic pattern of the pants, and it achieved the purpose of making the pants the right size for me. So this is what I mean by an artistic correction of a mistake. I want to point out a little secret of my childhood. When I made a mistake in my penmanship, and I wanted to write a 5 instead of a 6, I would take the eraser and erase. You write a 6, you have the line right here. If you erase that line right there, then you have what kind of looks like a 5. I've done that trick so many times in my penmanship class in the 3rd grade. If you make a B, but you want an A, you erase this, and you do that. They do it so well, the teacher, who's usually tired, will not notice it when she's correcting the papers late at night. So, I want to point out that what I did here was successful. I get good reviews at several places. First of all, here in yours truly, Bellingham. Also in Missoula, for Stewardess's 60th birthday, and while I was down in Seattle, and even on the airplane on my way to Missoula. People gave me very good reviews for the pants I made, so I think I did the right thing. So I'm going to continue the tradition on the gifts I'm making for you. So let's see if you can all guess where the mistakes are that were corrected, if any. Well, 'twas the night before Christmas. Just like frightened birds take flight. Well, the last minute is also frightened and takes a fast flight. Therefore, that because the last minute flies with such fright, I had to really chase to get my sculptures up to the North Pole so I can dump them into Santa's bag. He was quite annoyed when I was running late because he couldn't take off in his sleigh. He reluctantly waited and allowed me to dump the sculptures into the bag. Then he took flight, leaving me all alone in that cold, dark North Pole night. I ran on the run on the way back. I ran out of water, I ran out of food. I almost ran out of heat. But the heat from your love to my heart is what kept me going. When I ran and skipped and twirled my way back home from the North Pole. And now I can take this opportunity to wish you Merry Christmas and good night. And let the light from my heart keep you warm and sweet this night.